So this was 1 minute ago. All right, let's hear what he says. What's going on with my boys and in some cases gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We are one team Maga, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and, quote, selfish people are trying to hurt it all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein.
Told there was more.
Put America first. Like, we're here for the Republican movement, right? But we aren't really seeing it with this administration. I mean, when are we going to get what we voted for?
Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, Crooked Hillary? They created the Epstein files, and now my so-called, quote, friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt them.
I don't think the Democrats... Look, well, I look at it this way. Bill Barr, when he came out with that ridiculous statement, he was the Attorney General. You know, who did he... Look, if Jeffrey was murdered, which I believe he was, somebody did it. So the people who are coming out with these ridiculous statements, I think, are covering up for somebody, right? So who are they covering up for? You know, Bill Barr worked for the President of the United States. Kash Patel works for the President of the United States. Pam Bondi works for the President of the United States. Maybe someone should ask him what he knows.
Who do you think they're covering up for?
Who do they all work for?
They all work for Donald Trump.
Well, like I said in another interview, I wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump was behind your brother's death? Are you saying that Donald Trump had your brother murdered, you believe?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying if that's what it was, I wouldn't be surprised. We know that Jeffrey had dirt on Donald Trump. We know that. That's a fact. Because he said in 2016 with the election that if he said what he knew, they'd have to cancel the election. He didn't tell me what he knew, but that's what he said. And I've been public about that before. That shouldn't come as a shock.
Dirt like what? Dirt about what?
Of course, Steve Bannon said that the only person he feared for Donald Trump's sake was Jeffrey Epstein. Why? What do you think? Jeffrey was going to beat him up? No, it's because of what Jeffrey knew.
And what did Jeffrey know?
Well, I don't know. He didn't tell me what he knew, but he said if he said what he knew, they'd have to cancel the election. That's a direct quote.
Prostitution.
Just throwing it out there. As Mongold's employer is not suicidal, nope.
Why do people think that someone would keep incriminating evidence like a list? Not everyone's a streamer that records their crimes. Because they said that they did. They said they had them. Ghislaine Maxwell said, I don't know where they are, when she was asked a question about the videos that were incriminating. Let me ask you a question. Where are the dead bodies in your house? You would say, there aren't any dead bodies in my house. You wouldn't say, I don't know where they are. I feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm taking crazy pills. There is no excuse they have at this point. They have the Supreme Court stacked, the Congress, they have the Senate, and of course they have the executive branch. Not anybody else's fault but their own.